But I'm proud to follow up on Senator Epke's hard work at presenting this across the state. She's conducted many meetings, and she's been very dedicated to this process and spent a lot of her own personal time and effort to do this. People have asked me, why Senator Halloran, have you decided to support LR 6? This is the reason why. Families all across Nebraska are concerned about the future of our country. It has become clear that the size, scope, and power of the United States federal government have grown irrepressibly at the expense of states' rights and individual liberty. The continued out-of-control spending has burdened our nation with nearly $20 trillion of debt. If you pulled up the website, usdebtclock.org, see how rapidly those numbers are changing. We'll have further discussion and detail on what all that website points out for debt. But not just the debt, but the Supreme Court has begun to legislate and make policy for the entire country through 5-4 decisions. And states are continuing to lose their rights through excessive regulatory overreach and bureaucracy handed down from the federal government. Due to these reasons, and many Nebraskans' shared belief in limited government, I have prioritized LR 6 to discuss proposing amendments dealing with fiscal constraint on the federal government, limiting the power and jurisdiction of the federal government, and limiting the terms of office for its officials and members of Congress through an Article 5 Convention of States. The U.S. Constitution is not broken, but government is. An Article 5 Convention of States will aid in addressing the many serious concerns of Nebraskans by helping return our country to its original vision of limited government at the federal level specifically. That is truly of and by and for the people. Multiple layers of safeguards are in place to ensure that, and this is going to be commonly discussed today, and I'm open for this debate, looking forward to it. But there are multiple layers of safeguards in place to ensure that a runaway convention does not take place. Among these safeguards are the requirements that 34 states must pass the same application, having an agreed upon scope and subject for which the convention is called. Commissioners, often referred to as delegates, but technically they will be commissioners appointed by each state, selected for the convention, are bound to vote as directed by their state legislature. And any amendment that advances from the convention must be ratified by 3/4 of the states. That is a huge hurdle. It should be huge. It's 38 states. That hurdle was put in place by our founding fathers because amending the Constitution should be a challenging and arduous process, one that takes time. We should proceed cautiously, but the time is right to use the tools our founders have given us to strengthen our Constitution with meaningful amendments that would restrict the power of government from interfering with the rights and liberties of individuals and our states. Nebraska should be part of the movement to reestablish constitutional limited government and the efforts to secure the blessing of liberty for future generations. Now, that all being said, we tend to, I included, we intend to make things that are relatively simple very complicated. If we read Article 5, and that will be dealt with here in a minute or two, but if we read Article 5, it's a very straightforward article to the Constitution. It clearly spells out that there are two methods of proposing, and I want to emphasize the word proposing amendments to the Constitution. That's all we're doing here is proposing amendments to the Constitution. Historically, we've done this through Congress, through the two houses, where 2/3 of the houses had to agree on a proposal to the Constitution. Did it stop there? When Congress does that, does it stop there? No, it does not. It moves on to the states. The same ratification process is in place for the states to ratify. It takes 3/4 of the states. So nothing willy-nilly can come from Congress in the form of amendment and pass that kind of scrutiny of our country, of the respective legislatures. It's respect for the states that the founding fathers set it up this way. It's respect and confidence in the states to be the authority over Congress, over the federal government, and to make sure that they have at least equal authority to propose amendments to the Constitution. Now, we've seen numerous proposals, numerous amendments to the Constitution through the more traditional route of Congress. We're comfortable with that. We should be just as comfortable with having the confidence in our state and all the other states to make sure that it passes the scrutiny of 3/4 of the states to ratify.
Sign the petition at cosaction.com and get as many of your friends and family to do the same. With your full address, your state legislators will know that you really are their constituents in their district. Our success depends on you, so we're inviting you to be part of history. Let's invoke the constitutional solution that's as big as the problem.